What if I told you that a simple, small action could change your life? That a Navy SEAL's morning routine could teach you how to overcome failure, face fear, and build unshakable discipline. Admiral William H. McRaven's Make Your Bed distills 10 life-changing principles, born in the crucible of SEAL training. These ain't just some fancy words, they're the real deal, forged in sweat, grit, and the will to never give up. Over the next few minutes, we'll uncover these timeless lessons and pair them with the real-life struggles of some of the world's most iconic figures. These stories of resilience and transformation might just inspire you to change your life, starting with the way you start your day. The first lesson is simple, yet profoundly effective. Start your day with a task completed. Making your bed every morning may seem trivial, but trust me, it ain't. It creates a chain reaction of small victories that can propel you forward, even when chaos strikes. Consider Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson years ago. Before becoming one of the world's most celebrated entertainers, he hit absolute rock bottom. With just $7 in his pocket, no job and no plan, his life was in turmoil. Sound familiar? Determined to regain control, he started small. Every morning, he would make his bed and tidy his space, a single achievable task that gave him a sense of order amidst the chaos. It was his way of saying, he may not have it all figured out, but he is in control of this. Today, The Rock credits this simple habit as one of the foundations of his discipline. It's proof that no matter how overwhelming life feels, small wins can rebuild your confidence, one step at a time. You start small, you stay consistent, and you build momentum. That's how you climb any mountain. If a man who once had only $7 can rebuild his life starting with a simple habit, so can you. Make your bed. Start your day with a win. In SEAL training, success often depended on your swim buddy. These pairings were more than partnerships. They were lifelines. You had to trust and support each other to survive the toughest challenges. You were literally putting your life in their hands, and they were putting their life in yours. That creates a bond that can't be broken. Life's no different. In the ring, on set, in business, I've learned that no one succeeds alone. You need your people, your tribe, your squad. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career as a young news anchor, she met Gayle King. Their bond wasn't just personal. It became a professional anchor during some of Oprah's most challenging times. When Oprah launched her magazine, she trusted Gayle to rise to the occasion, not because of their friendship, but because Gayle had consistently proven her loyalty and competence. They had each other's backs, no matter what. Together, they built an empire grounded in trust. That's the power of having a swim buddy in life. Find yours, trust them, and build something incredible together. SEAL training groups often consisted of individuals of all sizes, shapes, and strengths. One such group, nicknamed the Munchkin Crew, shattered expectations with their determination and heart, outpacing larger, stronger teams. They proved that it ain't about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the dog. In life, appearances can deceive. What truly matters is the size of your heart, the fire in your belly, the will to succeed. My man Kevin Hart is living proof of this principle. At just 5'4", in an industry dominated by towering personalities, he was written off repeatedly. Early in his career, hostile audiences heckled him off stage. They underestimated him, just like they underestimate a lot of people. But Kevin, he refused to let his size or the doubts of others limit him. His grit and dedication turned him into one of the biggest names in comedy. He owned it, he worked his butt off, and he proved that heart over height wins every single time. Chapter 4. Shake off the sand, rise above. In SEAL training, a sugar cookie punishment meant rolling in the sand after a long day, staying wet and gritty no matter how hard you worked. It was often unfair and always uncomfortable, but the only way forward was to endure it, to shake off the sand and keep moving. We all face our own sugar cookie moments in life. Times when life throws you a curveball, when you get knocked down, when you feel like giving up. Taylor Swift, she faced her own sugar cookie moment on one of the biggest stages in the world, the VMAs. Publicly humiliated by an unexpected interruption, her resilience was tested in front of millions. The whole world was watching. But instead of letting that moment define her, she channeled her frustration into her art. The result? Her groundbreaking Reputation album, a testament to her ability to turn adversity into strength. She shook off the sand, rose above the drama and came back stronger than ever. Chapter 5. Embrace the grind, forge your legend. The circus. It was the dreaded extra physical training for trainees who failed to meet the day's standards. For many it felt like punishment, but the truth was more profound. The circus was a test of resilience. Those who endured became stronger, better, and more prepared for what lay ahead. Life's gonna throw you into the circus sometimes. You're gonna face setbacks, failures, moments when you question everything, but it's in those moments when you're being tested that you discover your true potential. Michael Jordan knows this feeling all too well. When he was cut from his high school basketball team, it could have been the end of his dream. Can you imagine that? Michael Jordan, cut from the team? But instead of walking away, he used the disappointment as fuel. He practiced harder, stayed later, and pushed himself beyond limits. He embraced the grind. He used the doubt as motivation, and he forged his legend. The result? He didn't just make the team the next year. He became Michael freaking Jordan. His circus moment was the foundation of his greatness. Chapter 6. Take the leap, risk it all. Sometimes the fastest path forward is also the riskiest. In SEAL training, sliding down a rope head first was faster but far more dangerous. It took boldness and trust in your skills to succeed. You had to believe in yourself, even when it felt scary as hell. Elon Musk, he's a guy who understands taking risks. At one point, all three of his companies, Tesla, SpaceX, and SolarCity, were on the brink of collapse. Investors doubted him. Critics laughed. They said he was crazy, that he'd lose everything. And yet, Elon chose to go all in. He risked his fortune, his reputation, his stability to keep his vision alive. He bet on himself, even when no one else would. Today, Tesla leads the electric vehicle revolution, and SpaceX has redefined what's possible in space exploration. All because Elon took a headfirst leap into risk. He didn't play it safe, he didn't listen to the doubters, he went for it. Chapter 7. Stare down your sharks, stand your ground. In SEAL training, trainees swam through shark-infested waters as part of their final tests. The rule was simple but terrifying. If a shark approaches, don't back away. Instead, confront it head-on. Show no fear. Life's gonna throw you some sharks too. Challenges, obstacles, people who want to see you fail. But you gotta stare them down. Show them you're not backing down. Serena Williams, she's faced her own sharks. Racism, sexism, relentless criticism, and the physical demands of a grueling career. She's been doubted, underestimated, and challenged every step of the way. One of her most defining moments came during the 2018 US Open final. Confronting an umpire in a heated, controversial match, Serena stood her ground despite the fallout. She didn't just survive the moment, she inspired millions to stand up for themselves in the face of injustice. She showed the world what it means to stare down your sharks and never back down. Chapter 8. Find your light in the darkness. The darkest moments reveal our true character. During a perilous mission in SEAL training, McRaven and his team faced life-threatening conditions. Success wasn't about brute strength, it was about composure, teamwork, and the ability to endure when everything seemed lost. It was about finding that inner strength, that will to survive when all hope seemed lost. We all face dark times, moments when we question everything. But it's in those moments that we discover what we're truly made of. J.K. Rowling, she faced her own storm. As a single mother living on welfare, she poured her struggles into her writing. Rejected by 12 publishers, she could have given up. Can you imagine the heartache, the rejection, the self-doubt? But instead, she persisted. She found the light in the darkness, she kept believing in her story, and she changed the world. The magical world of Harry Potter was born from those dark days, and it would go on to captivate millions. Chapter 9. Choose positivity, lift each other up. In one of the toughest SEAL training exercises, trainees were submerged in freezing mud, their spirits breaking. Then, one voice started singing, a small act that lifted the entire group. Positivity turned the impossible into survival. When you're up to your neck in mud, when you feel like giving up, sometimes all it takes is a little positivity to get you through. A kind word, a helping hand, a reminder that you're not alone. Robin Williams, he lived this principle in his own way. Despite battling depression, he used his humor to bring joy to others. Whether entertaining troops in war zones or lifting spirits in hospitals, Robin's laughter was a lifeline for so many. He chose positivity, even in his own darkness, and he brought light to the world. Chapter 10. Never give up, never back down. The final lesson is straightforward yet powerful. Never give up. Perseverance is the ultimate key to success. It's about getting knocked down 7 times and getting up 8. It's about believing in yourself, even when no one else does. Steve Jobs, he knew a thing or two about perseverance. He was fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. Can you imagine the humiliation, the rejection, the feeling of failure? Many thought his career was over, but instead of giving up, he reinvented himself, creating Pixar and returning to Apple to lead it into a new era. The iPhone, the iPod, the iPad, all of it came after his biggest failure. He never gave up on his vision, he never stopped believing, and he changed the world. The message is simple. Don't ever quit. On your dreams, on yourself, on the people you love. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep believing. The world needs your greatness. In a nutshell, Make Your Bed reminds us that small actions, combined with a resilient mindset, can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Whether you're starting with nothing like The Rock, or rising from failure like Steve Jobs, these principles can guide you through life's challenges. So which lesson resonated with you the most? Was it the importance of small victories, the power of finding your tribe, the courage to stare down your sharks? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's inspire each other. And remember, no matter what, always start your day with a win. Make your bed. It's a small step that can lead to big things.